Hi, this is Robin Cavallaro with the Cavallaro Heath Group of Remax One, and today I have Shea with Caring Transitions of Annapolis. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you and I met through a mutual online networking group, but it's also in person too, but now we're limited to online. And I've been absolutely fascinated with what you do and how you help people. Because I run into this problem all the time, and kind of give everybody a little bit backstory. Mimi and her company will go out and help you get rid of things that you don't want to keep. So I'll let you explain a little bit more.
Sure. We actually have sort of a two-part service where we do a lot of senior moves as well as the downsizing and the estate sales. So a lot of times our clients need a little help with like we do space planning. We'll go in and measure their new space as we transition people to independent or assisted living, measure their new space, do a space plan for them. We actually pack, arrange the move. We don't move ourselves, but we work with a fabulous mover, and
Uh-huh.
then we get them moved, and we can unpack them as well,
Oh
get
my
their
gosh.
pictures hung up, and get everything, get them settled in, and then we can help them get rid of whatever's left in the house that they didn't take with them or their family doesn't want. So that's like part of what we do. We also do sort and organize downsizing for people. And then we can do estate sales as well as clear outs. So it just depends on what the people have in their homes that they want to get rid of, the value of what that is, and their timing and all that.
Wow. I mean, I really wish I'd known someone like you. Gosh, it's probably like 12 years ago, because when we had to move my mom from her house to an assisted living place, she had breast cancer. And as through the process of trying to figure out what she needed to take with her, what needed to go to storage, get everything taken care of, that is it's an emotional time anyway for the entire family. But the stress on the person doing the move, because they're leaving their entire life. And as my mom put it, she's going from a house to a hotel room,
Yeah,
which was mentally hard anyway. But the entire process is so draining on the family.
it is.
So, I can't imagine what you go through and dealing with that. And yeah, it's
It's
got to
been
be
it's
huge
been actually
relief.
really fun to help the families. We get to know some really amazing people and their families, and we have also helped a lot of people with dementia. So that can be, it has its own challenges where they want to take everything in their house. They don't really understand the space thing, and that's why the space plan's really great, because you can say, okay, well, you can't take your whole bedroom furniture. You can only take the bed, one dresser, and one nightstand. That's all it's going to fit, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's helpful for them to be able to see it on the paper and then wrap their head around it's not going to fit whatever they want to take.
That's great. So, and then, on a positive note, let's say someone's going from the huge house, they raise their family in there, they're done with the 4 or 5,000 square feet. Now they're downsizing to 1,800 square feet where they got enough room for kids to come and visit, but it's manageable. And so, do you work with them also to figure out what to take from huge house to smaller
Absolutely.
house?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we work with a lot of what I call young retirees who are
Uh-huh.
in that situation where they've got the big house and they're
Mhm.
moving to Florida, or they're moving to the beach, or they're moving to a small condo somewhere. And those clients really kind of already know what they want to take. So that we don't usually do the whole space plan for them, because they're usually pretty with it, and
Yeah.
they've got their act together. But then we'll walk through the house with them, and they'll say, okay, we're taking this dining room or this living room set, but we don't want these 4 bedrooms of furniture and this basement full of furniture and all that. So the nice thing about the way we do our estate sales is we can do our auctions online, and then the homeowner can still be living in the space, which is something you can't do when you do a traditional in-home estate sale, because you don't really want 100 people walking through your house if you're still living there.
I,
So we can do, the way we do our auctions, we can do the auction before the house goes on the market
Mhm.
or after the house goes on the market. It's just based on what's best for the client.
So there's times where you walk in and they've got so much stuff
Yeah.
everywhere that we go, hey, Mimi, come over, help me out.
Yes,
And you
exactly.
could, and then that way, between you and the stager, we can say, okay, these items must go. Mimi will sell it for you, and then we'll get your house sold. But you got to declutter. Um,
Yes. And
yeah.
sometimes for those clients, we actually do 2 sales. We'll do
Okay.
one at the beginning to declutter. And then once the house sells, they still don't need all that furniture that may be filling the house, but we can sell whatever's left in the, usually once they get their contract, they'll call me and say, hey, Mimi, I'm ready. I got my contract. I'm settling June 15th. And then we work a second sale into their schedule. I'm doing that actually this week for a lady. We're on her second sale this week because she's settling in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we run into that so many times. I mean, there was one client, and we all kind of still talk about this guy because he wormed his way into my heart so deep. It was like a second dad. And he was a retired admiral, lived in his house for 15 years, had collected so much stuff. And one of the movers I use, their company was amazing, would come in and packing stuff up, but we had nowhere to put all this extra furniture. And we ended up donating it to a veterans organization just because they would come and pick it up. And he probably walked away from, I would say, maybe $5,000 or $6,000 worth of money because we had no way to sell the stuff and
yeah,
it had to go. So that's where I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was so excited when we got connected because I'm like, there's a lot of clients like this gentleman who end up just giving stuff away when they could possibly get a little bit of cash for it.
yes, it's very true. And during that month of April, when we weren't allowed to have estate sales, we actually had to move 2 or 3 clients into storage for that exact reason, because they didn't want to just take everything to the dump, because that was the only other option, because all
Yeah.
the donation places were closed.
Uh,
So we moved a couple clients into storage, and then at the beginning of May, when we were allowed to have our curbless contact free
mhm.
pickups, then we had those 2 sales, and both of those clients did really well. So it was worth paying to move the stuff and store it for a month. So they were happy.
That's awesome. And yeah, because I just think, so even if someone just has regular house, not downsizing, just tired of what you have, y'all can come in and help
Yeah, yeah.
help
In fact, I'm
find a
doing
new
a
home for it.
consult yeah, sorry. I'm doing a consult for someone this afternoon who's doing just that, just downsizing, and she's got a list of like 25 things she wants to sell, and I'm going to go and sometimes it's not worth us doing a full sale in that
Yeah.
situation. If it's only 10 or 15 things, it may not be worth it. But
Uh-huh.
we do also have other options. I have what I call a warehouse sale every 3 or 4 times a year, where I have a storage unit in Crofton, and I pull together different clients' items that might be smaller but more valuable items, and I pull them together into one auction, which I call my warehouse sale. I just had one 2 weeks ago, and it was fabulous. We sold, sports memorabilia and
Hmm.
Native American memorabilia and people's china sets and silver sets and
Oh, wow.
just random things that we've collected from different clients that didn't have enough to do a full sale. But in this way, it was able to get enough together to make it a great sale, to attract the eyeballs and the
Mhm.
traffic, to be able to get really good numbers for these people's items. So they were all really happy.
Yeah, and I know me personally, I did a yard sale once, just once. The amount of effort it put into putting it together and time. I mean, I walked away at the end of the day with like $300. But when I look at how much time went into that, no, never again. And then you guys sit there and argue with someone. It's like I was selling a kitchen table. I'm only asking like $50 for the thing. I give you 25. Really? Where are you going to go buy a table for $50? So
Yeah.
at that point in time, I'm like, just take it, go. I don't care anymore. So I can see where, different people, especially like if a whole neighborhood wanted to get together instead of donating it, they've got big items. Maybe they could work with you and plan out like a big neighborhood type thing or
I
something.
haven't done that before, but that might be interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, especially if you got a whole bunch, like this person wants to sell a kitchen table, this person wants to sell a living room, this one's bedroom, but get creative. So, um, so when you're doing the sales, are people having to go through the houses to view the items, or how does that work?
So what we do is we go over to the house and we take pictures of all the items. We measure everything. We note any imperfections. Is there a scratch on the surface? Is there a tear in the fabric? Whatever. We note it and we only obviously put up nicer things. We
Right.
try not to put up junk, of course. Once in a while, though, I will say we'll put up a laminate bookshelf just to get rid of it for the family, and somebody might need one. But for the most part, we try to keep the site very, good quality, high quality items. So we go over and take pictures, and then we put up everything on our website, which is CT for Caring Transition, ctannapolis.com. We
Okay.
actually have 2 auctions closing tonight at 7 o'clock. Or well, you're not going to air this tonight, so sorry.
Yeah, this will be put up on Monday. So,
But every week you can go see what auctions we have going on. And they usually last a week, Thursday to Thursday. And then the
okay.
pickups are on the following Saturday or Sunday mornings. So
Wow.
then you actually go to the house and pick up the items.
But me as a homeowner, I wouldn't, especially now with COVID, most people don't want people in their house.
Right.
But at least at that point, I'm not having 50 people troop through my house to pick over my stuff and then give me lowball offers.
Right. So all the auctioning is done online, and then we handle the pickup for you. We actually ask that the homeowner's not present for a million different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll meet the buyer at the door and say, okay, you bought this couch. Here's the couch. We bring them in one by one, especially due to the COVID, and we have
Yeah.
a scheduling tool where we have them schedule a time to pick up their items. They come in, they pick up the item, and they leave with it. So it's all very social distanced.
That's great because I can see so many downsides, especially if you're dealing with someone elderly and you have someone come in and pick up a couch. And next thing I go, you know what? Look, I really like that lamp too. You mind if I have that? And I know my grandmother would have been one to say, yeah, honey, go ahead. You can take that too. I don't need it. And wouldn't pay attention to the fact that somebody else bought it.
Right. Yeah. We're there to manage that pickup process and make sure that everything goes smoothly and nobody touches or takes anything they shouldn't.
Yeah. I know my family. They would be like, hey, sit down, let's have dinner, have a drink. You want some iced tea? You want lemonade? Can I get you some water? Tell me about yourself and let me tell you all about me. So, which I can see so many safety issues there.
Right.
Yeah. And so I assume they just pay you through the website and that way, and then you work out whatever deal
Yes.
is.
The
So it's not
buyers
like someone's
buy
showing up
through
at the
our
door
Heath.
with
Mm-hmm.
wads of cash. Yeah.
Yeah, the buyers pay through the website. I mean, once in a while we'll take cash from our repeat buyers that we know, but usually everyone pays through the website, and then I write the family a check usually the following week.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've been absolutely amazed as I've been watching because I get your emails now. and getting to know you and seeing the amazing things that you do, because the reality is I need someone like you on on more listings than I don't. And especially, and also with my buyers, they may be, military. And I'll be the first to say, each time we had to move, I sorted my stuff out as I unpacked it. So most of the time, as I'm unpacking, I'm creating the trash, the donate, and then if it's keep, it's getting put away. But I never sorted and thinned out before we transferred. I just let the movers come in and pack everything, and it doesn't cost us anything different. Sorry, U.S. taxpayers, but it was the
Right.
same pay, the same price the government was going to pay to move us, whether I had those boxes or not.
Right.
Um, but it would be so helpful. Also, it's like I remember we moved to Norfolk. A lot of our stuff did not fit, and all of a sudden, I'm having to pile it in the living room and wait for someone to come pick it up and take it away, because I've got stuff that does not fit and nowhere to put it. So, huge problem.
Yes. Another fun part is when I can match up a client who needs something with a client who's selling something. Like
Ah,
I had a lady in Heritage Harbor who had this huge curio cabinet with all of her beautiful things in it, and she was moving to Brightview and she just needed a tiny curio cabinet. We just happened to have one up from another seller that week that was like a skinny tall curio cabinet. So it was great. She bought that one, we sold hers, and now she's downsized into her little apartment over there.
so you're a little matchmaker there.
Yes, that's fun for me because I have this weird, like, I'll remember like whatever you need. I'll sort of remember it, I'll write down. I'll make, wait a minute, somebody needed that. Like I have a client right now who's looking for a couch. I have 2 couches closing tonight. So yeah, I buzzed her those listings so she can check them out.
That's great. I mean, but that comes with having a passion for what you do. When you do, you remember what your clients want because you got to know them. It's a relationship. It's not, you're not the order taker, like, like go through the drive through at some random restaurant, order your burger and shake. Next time you come back, they don't know you. Um, but when you take your time to get to know your client, you build the relationship, then when something comes up, you know them, you think of them, and that speaks volumes for what you do.
Mhm.
So,
And my buyers too, because I have a lot of buyers who like specific things.
uh-huh.
Like I've got a fabulous mid-century modern buyer who I just text every time we have a great buffet table or coffee table or whatever and let him know. And then I have my gold buyers, and I have
Yeah.
different buyers who like different things. So that's kind of fun too to kind of keep it. It's like a game to keep it all in my head. And
Oh my gosh. Well, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. And I'm excited to be able to share your business with my clients so that they can have someone help them when they are getting ready to downsize. Because I think we may be seeing a little bit more of that in the coming future here.
yes, yes, I
Um,
think so too.
yeah. Well, have a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to us being able to get back and networking in person and see you again.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Take care.